Hey, the ho there. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Marshall County Today. It's the new talk show aimed at informing you about stories of people and businesses around your neighborhood. Great to be with you on this Friday, and it's going to be a very busy weekend. We welcome all those who are tuning in on our video feed live on Max 98.3 stream, ! And also on our Max 98.3 Facebook page, which we will have this show on immediately following the conclusion of our interview here. And our guest today, we love her. It's Mandy Campbell. Now, that should be a very familiar name here around Marshall County, all right? Because, I don't know, you're so busy, Mandy, with everything that you're involved with. I don't even know how you find time to sleep. But you know what? You're also a true success story that, I think a lot of people need to know. And your newest venture is opening up your own realty called REMAX Aspire, correct? Or is it Aspire REMAX?
Well, the Facebook has to be Aspire REMAX because REMAX Aspire, Facebook AI is fighting me on. So, yes, it is REMAX Aspire, but in order to get around the Facebook algorithm at the moment, we had to change that up on there.
Well, good. So, you got to be excited.
It is. It's so exciting. It's been in the works for a little while, and it's been fabulous since we've opened, and we're just excited for what that does and being a part of the communities and the more we can do and give back.
Well, you've, in order to start a realty business, first of all, you got to be successful yourself. And kudos to you. You deserve a pat on the back because you've been a realtor in this area for how many years now?
13.
13 years.
Yeah.
And you cover all of Marshall County. You even probably go outside of Marshall County, too. And so, you develop that reputation of helping people. Yes. And, the best word of advertising is word of mouth, which, by the way, what do you think radio is, by the way? Wink, wink. The fact of the matter is, when you treat people like the way you want to be treated, you understand their situation, that this is going to be one of their biggest decisions in buying or selling a home in their lifetime. I mean, you want someone who knows what the hell they're doing. And
that is true.
You've taken care of an awful lot of families.
I have been very blessed that the community has entrusted me to help them buy and sell over the last 13 years. Because it is one of the biggest investments, and it's most people's biggest investment that they'll ever do in their entire life is to own a home. And so we don't take that lightly at our office at all, and we really, really, really focus about giving back to the communities in which we serve, which has also helped, and it shows that we're not just about selling houses. We're generally here to help make our communities better.
Absolutely. Now, in order to start your own business here, you got to be surrounded by some really special people. And you've done that.
Yes.
You've done that. So talk about that for a minute.
Sure. Well, at the office itself, it's not me alone. I have a fabulous crew. I have Erica Lehman, who is out of Bremen, and then we have Mackenzie Forrest, who helps service Lake Max, and she also does Bass Lake and Coons Lake. So, and it's a phenomenal area, and she's really new into the Marshall County area, and she is just making a great thing. Erica's been around for a long time in real estate, so she's
now you've worked with Erica for a while, right?
I have. Erica and I have worked together for about 8 years already. So we come, as a great resource to each other and a great support system, which makes our office awesome because we truly feel like family. We are family focused, and we just truly focus on the customer service aspect, and that sets us apart.
Now, I don't know Erica much, but I know you two.
Yes.
You and Mackenzie.
Yes.
That just seems like that's a match made in heaven because your personalities are almost identical. You love working with people. You love talking to people. And you need those two ingredients to be successful in the realtor business.
That is true. My kids will tell you I can't go anywhere without getting stopped to talk to someone. It's really the running joke, but I'm forever thankful because that just means we've made some impacts in the community, and people feel great that they can walk up and just talk and ask questions. And it's not always real estate. It may be something we're involved in. We support a lot of local charities. We've been on different boards. We still sit on boards between the three of us. So it is great to be in the community and people realize that anyone can ask any question. like I said, our team is really good about that, though. I mean, Erica's she's been in real estate 2 different times because she's, had kids at one point and stepped back and then came back in. And so, like I said, we worked together 8 years. Mackenzie and I met over a year ago. I had a house listed in Culver and she had the buyer. And we just hit it off really well. And so for a year we became friends, and it just made sense that she comes and works with us and brings some great ideas and some great energy. And so all 3 of us are super hard workers, and we are blessed in the office. We do have an office manager at the moment, and so Barbara's down there helping us on the days that we can't be physically in if we're out showing. So it is nice that there's 4 ladies down there, and we're just helping make
girl power, baby, girl power
at the moment. We will take a male if there is a male agent.
That's right. Hey, I mean, hey, listen, anybody can be part of the family.
Yes,
yes. But you better have a good personality like the rest of them. Otherwise, I'm going to nix it. But the thing is, and joking aside, you guys have an awful lot of experience in this county combined now. But what makes you
over
guys,
25 years between all of us.
It's a force here, and and the other part about it is there's a trustability about you guys, each and every one of you, that I kind of I went through 2 other sensational realtors. We got a lot of good realtors in this county.
We do. We are
really
very blessed. We're blessed.
Very lucky.
Yes.
But I look forward to coming tomorrow, especially just because you guys are just going to make this fun.
We are. We're planning on just having
fun.
a great time. We've invited a lot of people. We are having our ribbon cutting tomorrow, in case the public hadn't heard or seen on Facebook. So from 1 to 3 down in Culver at our office at 218 South Main Street, we will be having not only Tony Ross, but we'll have Tony Straw for photography coming through. We have food catered by the Culver Coffee Company. Then we've also had some local people make us, Jennifer Clearman has made some great REMAX balloon cookies, and then Miss Val Harley has also provided me a bunch of cookies, and we are doing some drawings from some local businesses also.
Nice.
So anyone who comes down is entered to win, because we really want to support the downtown community of Culver, and so we'll have gift certificates to some of the restaurants and stores that will be given out after the event.
So let me ask you this, and I've asked this question, I think I asked Mackenzie this question when she was on. What makes Marshall County so unique to settle down? I mean, because there's families that are looking.
There are. So I guess I have a neat perspective because I did not grow up here. So I came from Lake County, Indiana. My family is here, but I went to school there. So I can honestly say our community is something special. It is like a big family. Most people know each other. They wave at each other. Our schools are phenomenal. We have great organizations throughout. I mean, Marshall County has a lot going on. Each town does their own things, but then they also work together. Because I was privileged to sit on the crossroads to help with getting the grants for a bunch of projects that happened in the last 5 years through all the communities. And that means we came together. Every town came to the table together, and that, I can tell you, does not happen everywhere. I represent Marshall County a lot down at the state level for different organizations or committees, just as a voice, and they're in awe of what our little community, and Marshall County is smaller than a lot, so when I say little, I mean that with sincere love, is what we can get done and what we're doing and how we're improving, and we're using things to grow. Like, look at the Reese, that was a huge rehab, and look what that can bring to the area. I mean, there's just so much going on here that a lot of our sales lately have been from people moving in from out of state.
And that's a good thing.
That is a wonderful thing. I mean, granted, working from home has opened those doors a lot. We have fiber internet, which a lot of places don't have. So for people who can work from home, it opens the doors tremendously. And we've seen that. We've been seeing that a lot lately, that not only is it out of state, but it's maybe they've moved up from a different part of Indiana to come back to family. Because Marshall County is very family focused, and that is something that we take great pride in.
Now, I don't know. I'm actually anxious to see how you'll answer this next question, because I'm hearing a couple things.
Okay.
Is it the right time now to buy, or is it the right time to sell, or is there a right time right now in today's economy you guys have, either way, it seems you guys have been able to stay busy. So, I mean,
Yep.
So give us a perspective a little bit about where you guys are at, and is it the time to buy or sell?
Well, it's always, the right time to buy or sell depending on what your situation is. I mean, everyone keeps hearing that the sky is falling on the national news, but locally it's not. Interest rates are about the same. They're staying around that 6.5%, 7%. We hope, they come down, but we've adjusted, and, unfortunately we've all had to adjust to that. But you are always going to have life circumstances that you may need to sell. We do see a lot of people who have had a bunch of equity in their homes selling and downsizing because then they're paying cash for a house. We see families that need to move up to bigger. They have more bundles of joy coming. Or we've also seen multi-generational families coming back together in housing, and so that changes what the needs are. But yes, locally, our real estate market has stayed very strong. Our houses are still selling, and if they're priced right, they're selling very quickly. We do have multiple offers on quite a few of them still, which people don't believe, but we really do. We have a lot of people who are trying to buy at the moment.
Nice.
We still have a shortage of listings.
So, and there's not much you guys can do about that, is there? I mean, if there's a shortage of listings, there's a shortage of listings. People aren't wanting to sell right now. But talk a little bit about Culver, because they're a unique town. They've got Lake unique. Max.
Right.
And they've got a lot of folks that are willing to spend the money to buy homes.
Yes.
And so I'm just curious, what's usually the turnover on Lake Max? And when I mean turnover, I mean, buy or selling from a selling aspect.
Well, in the town of Culver, the turnover is about every 3 to 4 years because you have the academy parents.
Gotcha.
So, their kids go to the academy 3 or 4 years, and then that house is going to be turned over because they no longer need it. On the lake, it's not as quick as that. A lot of them hold on, or you have family homes. So those aren't always as often. I mean, there's not really a lot listed right now on the lake at all in itself. You do see, like I said, academy parents that are coming in, and they'll buy for a couple of years, and they turn around and sell. Culver is different too because they have a lot of short-term rentals that investors or people who maybe don't have a kid here locally haven't sold, but they use it as a rental.
Right.
So the turnover there for the majority of the housing is that because of the academy. Local people tend to stay a lot longer in their homes.
Right.
And
it's not that's not that bad of a thing because you're promised someone coming in.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gets some inventory. So we've seen some more inventory come up because it's the end of the school year at the academy. So there have been some more listings down there right now than there were a couple months ago, and those are turning. And then that'll be the case, at the end of every year, basically, because it is a revolving door of classes, going in and out, and each year seniors graduate. And
so we're talking with Mandy Campbell here of ASPIRE-REMAX, brand new brand new building that her office is going to be out of. And, we just got done talking about her staff and how awesome they are. And we will be there again Saturday at noon, starting our broadcast from REMAX Aspire. Let's talk a little bit now about, connectivity to the community.
Sure.
I just heard you rattle off like 15 different things you have done personally.
Yeah.
How important is that for you to carry over into your new venture? This is your first I am the boss scenario. And talk a little bit about that. I mean, you don't make a move like this unless you're sure you're ready to make a move like this. Yes. So talk a little bit about that. And how important is it going to be for you guys to stay connected to Marshall County?
Oh, it's super important because we already have. I mean, we've been at our office since basically October. Granted, we're doing our ribbon opening now because Culver is a different dynamic where this is where it's more populated at the moment. Right. It is summertime around there and with the academy. So we've been down there. We are very committed to the communities. As soon as we opened down there, we sponsored the soccer teams. We've been involved in that. We're joining the chamber. We're trying to be as involved as we can in Culver specifically, but also Marshall County. Each one of us sits on different boards throughout the county and different organizations, and we make obligation to donate to charity. So there could be, sometimes we sponsor animals at the Humane Society. REMAX partners with Riley's Children's Hospital, so we make donations to there from our sales. And each of us has a cause that is something that's important. We support the neighborhood center and different food pantries. We are really big on giving back because we really feel that the community has blessed us. So, we've sat on different boards. I sat on quite a few different boards. I still sit on quite a few. And I represent Argus a lot on some of their boards as we're building new houses. With Culver, I represented Argus and Culver when we were elected in Tippecanoe for the county council for 4 years. And then, represented the small communities with community crossings that came together. And that was a good 4-year commitment that all of us made in order to make that happen.
Can we talk a little bit about housing for a second?
Sure.
I don't think there's any question about it. It's an issue.
It is.
And, you're in the realtor business. So if anyone has the thumb on the topic, it's you guys. Talk a little bit about the housing scenario. I would love to see more houses as opposed to apartment complexes. That's just my personal opinion. I used to be a former homeowner. I miss it. Mm-hmm. But you were talking about life circumstances and got to change things. I fall under that category. Mm-hmm. That being stated, though, is there room for Marshall County to grow? You've been in the Marshall County government as well.
Yep.
Like I said, your resume just reaps success. So talk a little bit about how getting houses built and maybe in an affordable way. How does that work, and can it be done all over the county, or does it need to be in one concentration?
Oh, it's something actually I've been speaking about because I was with the South Bend Chamber. We were on PBS, 2018, talking about how important housing was for everyone, but to bring in a younger generation also, somewhere for them to come back to. But housing. Each of our communities here are trying to work on some housing. Each town, or in the city of Plymouth too, there's room to grow. And there's a need. There's a very big need, and you're seeing that because we do have some new housing going up. Argus has new housing going up. Culver has some new. Bourbon's been trying to work on some. Bremen themselves is working on some. Plymouth always has some going on. It is something that, I'll just speak for Argus. We're blessed that the town has partnered with our nonprofit, and we've been able to create housing. We've created a way to build a new subdivision. We've done 8 new builds in the last 2.5 years. And then it was really funny because we were sitting in a meeting and they're like, when was the last new build built for resale? And I was like, I couldn't find anything from 1980. So there's been a need for a long time. Culver, they're in the process with the dunes. They're having some more housing built. I know it does have some apartments too, but there are houses. And so there are, every town is feeling the need for housing in our community. Every town. Every time we're in a conversation, everyone's talking about housing. Now, the word affordability, to each and everyone is different. And what that, kind of makes, it just depends. As the last 4 years, our average house price has went up dramatically. It's still going up, but it's not going up as fast, and it's holding strong, They really haven't come down. I know people always said, when is it going to come down? Well, it still costs to build. So right now the housing market for that is holding strong. But each town has partnered with someone or is working on trying to partner to develop some land and get some new housing. What that looks like and how many they can do at a time, we don't know, but we know we can probably fill them pretty quick. And that's just been the case. We really didn't have new builds after 2005 to 8, to 8.
Because the numbers were small.
It was very small. You'd have a few here and there or small little complex, but nothing major. And so housing has been on the forefront for these communities for quite a while, but it's been really on the forefront the last maybe 5 to 7 years. And each town, is making things, figuring out, Bourbon just redid their wastewater treatment so that they could grow. Culver had done that too. Argus has put in stuff. So each of the communities is making those steps to be able to support more housing.
Well, that's great to hear. It's just I don't know if it's going to be as quick as a process as every single one of us hope it would be.
No, because you have to deal with the state.
Exactly.
When the towns are involved,
Listen, that's a whole nother hour.
you have to deal with the state a lot of times, depending on if you're splitting out land for subdivisions, you have to figure out, if they're going to do TIFs. So it is not fast. Oh my goodness, I wish it was. I wish it was a little faster because we could have sold a whole bunch more houses in the last few years. But there is a process, unfortunately, that sometimes takes a little while. The plus is the communities, though, are really working hard on that.
Yeah.
And they've worked together to accomplish some of that too, which is phenomenal, which is what I say, when I talk about Marshall County being stellar, it is truly that the communities are willing to come together to help each other.
Well, this is Mandy Campbell here because she's going to be the one that is going to be running our newest business here in Marshall County, realtor business. And again, it's Aspire REMAX. We are looking forward to having so much fun with you guys.
Thank you. We're excited for tomorrow. Please, please, please come on down. 218 South Main Street in Culver. We'll have the REMAX signs out. We're hoping to have the hot air balloon blown up, not the real one, but a big, one, so you'll know exactly where we're at.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of parking bias. We have a parking lot across the road, and then there's also some parking about a block south of us. And so we would love to have all you stop out.
I will tell you, you will have a good time.
Yes.
You will walk away with a smile on your face and thinking, you know what? These are the girls that I want to deal with.
Yeah.
And I so wholeheartedly feel that. And of course, I'm a Mackenzie Forest fan. And just because you two guys, all three are going to be a great combination.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to know it's a business that you walk in thinking, okay, we're going to do some business.
You feel like your family as soon as you walk in.
We're going to do some business.
Yep.
And that's important. That's extremely important.
Yeah, we all do actively sell quite a bit, and that's so we're in the game for all the things. We know what's going on. We know if there's changes. We know what's going on with the lending. So we have a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, and you can come find out about that during their grand opening, starting at 1:00 till 3, right on Main Street in Culver. We'll be there from noon to 2. So we're very excited that we're going to be part of this fun. So, Mandy, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having us. We are cutting the ribbon around 1:30. I know a lot of people have asked. So just so everyone knows, we're going to cut the ribbon around 1:30.
So 1:30, be there or be square.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it.
9:26 in the morning, and that's Mandy. And we will come back to wrap things up after this on the Marshall County Today Show.